Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
What you say? What you say now, break? Give me some. Okay, so.
But that's not a diss. Meek likes being brought up in that song. I don't know why you lowering his thing. You think you're doing him a favor. He's very, very happy being mentioned, I'm pretty sure.
Just late night. Got my wig on.
Breezing.
Oh, I was like, this ain't no goddamn wig. This is my motherfucking natural. I don't need to be ashamed of what the fuck.
That's a motherfucking natural.
It's a motherfucking natural. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing it to Toronto and Atlanta. You coming to Atlanta?
And I had my own weed, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what going on, but I just heard balls slapping against things. I was struggling to take. I heard niggas like, yeah, daddy. Like when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling like, yeah, I kept the phone and I recorded all this.
I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. Dream chasing. I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. Real street forever. The king of Philly.
As Diddy has yet to respond to these claims, public and legal scrutiny may be the next steps in this unfolding story. A thorough investigation of all sides is crucial to ensuring the truth is brought to light and justice is served where necessary. Justin Bieber reacts to Diddy's apology video after allegations of misconduct.
Why was P. Diddy doing this to Justin Bieber? Many people were saying it almost looked like he was checking to see if Justin is wired up. Then this is where P. Diddy goes to say something to him secretly, and many people were saying Justin wanted to leave as he walked fast into his car after that conversation. And let me know your thoughts on this.
Nigga, start working out though. Just start like get in the gym though. You know, so I ain't gotta work out. But you know something, my thumbs is so strong from counting all that paper. But yo, hold on a second. Stop. We gotta do this. Do our work.
And get this, Diddy even goes and plants a kiss right on Birdman's shiny dome.
This scenario underscores the importance of maintaining ethical standards and accountability in the entertainment industry. It also highlights the need for stronger protections and support systems for individuals who risk their careers and safety to expose wrongdoing.
Lost myself at a Diddy party. Didn't know that's how it goes. I was in it for a new Ferrari, but it cost me way more than my soul. Wasn't worth all the fortune and fame. All the girls never walking the same side of paper, so he never has to ever say sorry. Lost myself at a Diddy party.
There's fresh drama swirling around Diddy and his alleged involvement with a group of male rappers. Disturbing audio and video recordings have surfaced on social media, reportedly featuring some well-known rappers in compromising situations with Diddy.
So ever since the news broke about allegations between us with Puff, Sean Combs, and Meek Mills. I don't know Meek Mill's real name, but if this is the it sound like this. But if it's true, bro, your career's done, son. And all we ask is for you to just stop being a tough guy. We already know you can't fight. Now, the next question is, I need to speak to your boss. You know, the $500 million man that's acting like he's the biggest hustler, grinder, he got all the money. I need to know if he was bending over too. Because you look kind of suspect too, bro. Is that why you guys got to keep wearing glasses to hide your face, man? Listen. Nah, ain't no daps. This is all allegedly, though. But for some apparent reason, it seems like everything is coming to light, man. Damn, son, yeah, hip-hop is done.
Remember when Meek Mill got caught up in a similar mess with Diddy a few weeks back? Meek denied everything, and even threatened those who spoke out. However, more evidence kept piling up while Meek was doing damage control.
Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these, all you fake. Hold on. Okay. All you fake. You know what I'm saying? Okay, because you can't shoot nobody anyway, and the reason why you got to talk is because you did a deal, you fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come at me, because part of the deal for you to be a do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're going to go pull my co-car. So y'all niggas shit about me. Now let me say it calm. You shut the about Michael.
Right.
I'm Michael now. Every Michael you can think of, but mostly Godfather Michael now. No.
There's an audio recording that allegedly captures him in a very intimate and disturbing situation with Diddy. In this audio, the person said to be Meek sounds like he's screaming for his life, while Diddy allegedly forces himself on him. Some sources speculate that Meek's drink was spiked at one of Diddy's parties, making him a victim. On the other hand, some fans believe Meek was a willing participant because he hinted in a resurfaced song that he might get involved with a man for financial gain.
And then you went in, and then he essentially threatened to kill you.
So essentially what happened is, we've been, I do long live streams. I'm streaming for like 5-6 hours. Like, when these things are happening, we're not just giving quick takes. Like, I'm going, like even today, I bought the Christian Combs document, like the entire lawsuit. We're reading it word for word. We want to see because a lot of times on these sites, I've always said, like, I kind of pride myself on trying to go the extra mile. A lot of people just go to, like, say, I don't know, Rolling Stones or Variety, and they see a summary of what's in a lawsuit, and they regurgitate it and even make it even smaller, and they put that out.
Yeah.
Well, I got time, and people want deep dives, no Diddy. And we got a lawsuit. So the Lil Rod lawsuit we got.
Yeah, I read through the whole thing.
And it didn't mention Meek by name, but there was a footnote.
A Philly rapper who used to date Nicki Minaj.
It was like a Jeopardy question.
Duh, who is that? There could only be one person on the planet. Unless there's a Philly rapper that also dated Nicki that no one knows about, it's obviously Meek Mill.
So essentially, I reacted to, like, I literally found out on stream, like, no way Meek Mill was in these freak offs. Like, I know we've seen the video in the pool and the matching outfits, but no, Meek is like the toughest, biggest gangster. Like, he's like no way he's like getting, bent over by Diddy, the diddler. So I reacted like, I'm not even believing it. That reaction went viral, and the next day, Meek, as I said, he's a special type of stupid, as 50 would say. He's seen me reacting to it and thought I made it up. So he's like, yo, you know what I'm gonna do to academics when I catch him? Now, previously me and Meek had a truce.
But I remember, because I remember the last couple of times I brought his name, and you're like, hey, listen, me and Meek are cool right now. I don't want to take these shots at him.
We had a truce, but Meek and him being so dumb, he actually thought that I made up the lawsuit. And by the way, even after he started threatening me, and I said, I didn't make it up. I said, just clear up whatever it is, but I didn't make it up. You know what he said? This is clearly AI generated. I'm like, yo, Meek, Meek is so dumb he couldn't even spell AI. Like, how the hell you know this is AI generated? Bro, this is an actual lawsuit. I'm showing him, like, look, it's filed in federal court.
Right.
Nah, this
Here's
is lies.
the PDF file.
Exactly. So
the PDF's AI.
Yeah, so he basically starts, he says, you know what, man? He's like, yo, he starts going like off the deep end. He hasn't even cleared up the rumors yet. Like, rather than saying, hey, this is lies, I'm gonna have my attorney, deal with any salacious lies spreading about me like a normal entertainer would. I am not gay or whatever the case is, or I've never been in with Diddy. He says, I'm gonna kill you academics, and what I'm gonna do is, he says, first things first, he says, someone send me academics address.
Right, he said, I'll die to shut you down.
Yeah, then he says, I'm going to die to do it. Then it was so ironic.
Which is crazy. Which is a crazy thing to say. Meek is cut it out. You're not gonna die to shut down academics. You're a multimillionaire with a great career and kids. Cut it out. Yeah, grow up.
Meek literally then tweeted out a couple tweets after. He said, well, the governor just called me, and I was just like, this makes like, wait, you're planning to murder online. and the governor calls you to talk you out of it? Like, also, the reason why him and the governor are in cahoots is primarily because he's the guy that that they kind of taunt around for prison reform.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, I'm down to over it.
Yeah.
The funny thing, I always tell people, I would say this is a gangster rapper paradox when they're threatening a civilian. They say this, yo, I'm gonna kill you, this and third. And if you actually say, all right, I'm not scared of you still, because you usually back out once they say they're gonna kill you, because they're a gangster rapper. They rap about spinning blocks, Glocks, and switches. They're the killers of the earth, okay? When you tell me you're not scared of them, they flip it on you. Man, you just trying to trick me out of my position. You trying to send me to jail.
Right, he said, I'm gonna treat you exactly to the effects of you influencing, I'm 3 sons. Daddy, now, I'm coming.
Then he told me he was gonna record a video and pee on my steps. And I was like,
right.
I imagine Meek just like sneaking up and like, first I'm like, yo, that's a already. And Diddy is already into some that you're alleged with. Don't pull out your penis on my property. That's a problem. That's a sexual. You can't just whip out your dick anywhere, Vlad. You gotta tell these people. Okay. That's a crime.
Yeah.
So he threatened to come. Don't come with the same dick that you and Diddy been doing whatever with and come pee on my property. Afterwards, he said the governor basically told him that he should stop beefing with me. And then he went into this whole tirade of how he's going to, I'm gonna donate some, like so I told him, I said, listen, I said, what's not cool is a rapper like you who's pushing 40. There's nothing wrong with age, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah. But still acting like, you're, one night he says, because the people in Philly have been saying, you don't even live here. Like, why do you keep acting like you're still in the trenches, like, and you're living a bad life? You live in a really good life. He lives like in one of the most expensive high-rises in New York City, right?
I don't know.
Like, he just showed off like about 10 expensive cars that sit in that car face down in South Jersey, right? This guy's living really good. Yeah. Except he's saying that he's down to spin, because people from his own hometown said, you're not here like that. You're not actually in the hood. You're rich. He shows up at 3 a.m. in like a Maybach, driving around saying he's looking for his ops. How convenient.
But Meek isn't the only one implicated here. A whole roster of rappers is allegedly tied to Diddy. Rumored freak-offs and sketchy videos are now popping up, showing Diddy with different industry men. This situation is getting more complicated, with social media buzzing about who else might be involved. As you know, Diddy is currently under federal investigation over these serious allegations. While the feds are building their case, social media is exploding with discussions about rappers who supposedly got involved with Diddy at these rumored sessions. Let's start with suspect number 1, Meek Mill, because there's viral audio claiming to be of Meek and Diddy getting intimate. The drama is intense, and fans eagerly await how this unfolds. It's a tangled web, and more details are emerging every day. Stay tuned as this story develops and more information comes to light.
Think about all that Diddy has done for the culture.
They asked me about Puff, and I answered it as honestly as I knew how to answer it. I know these people, they're not just public figures to me.
Nick Cannon's comments about Diddy resurfacing in the wake of the music mogul's federal home raids.
What about Puff? I don't know how to feel about that.
Everybody has things that we have to deal with, and through love and understanding, we'll get through it.
The Masked Singer host getting through it on his Council Culture podcast in February, addressing what he said earlier in December on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Cassie, straight up.
In the aftermath of Diddy's from his ex, Cassie. Diddy denies the claims, but still, they ultimately settled. It's worth noting both appearances were recorded before Diddy's home raids.
I saw you leave like a, nice comment for Cassie.
Yeah.
With everything that's been happening with Diddy.
And there's a lot of things that we probably don't know the details on, but we all on the outside looking in.
I'm praying for Cassie, trying to find the high frequency. In knowing the story, knowing the right thing to talk about, I was like, this is someone who was hurt, who was victimized.
Nick making the comment while reflecting on his personal struggles in the public eye, including losing jobs over what many believe to be anti-Semitic remarks, for which he's since apologized.
When I was going through my stuff, someone that called, checked on me, stood by me, stood up for me, when no one else would protect me.
We just like the audience, we sitting back, praying and hoping for the best, but then at the same time, when you know individuals, it's like, It's like a family member. I don't agree with the behavior, but I care for the person.
So I have to almost do this dance about when it comes up, because just as much as I know Diddy, I know Cassie.
In November, Cassie's lawsuit allegations were only the start of legal troubles for Diddy.
As we watch it, we're watching it in real time, and we don't know how to feel because, one, we don't know the truth. We don't know everything. When it's revealed, it'll be revealed. And then when we are presented whatever the actual truth is, it's like, all right, well, how do we feel about what we've signed on for to be a part of that person's movement?
Of course, Nick's interview last year was before Diddy's 2024 headlines. Homeland Security raiding his LA and Miami mansions amidst. For now, Nick's only response has been sharing this unaired snippet from a February podcast episode. Nick asking fans in the caption what he's really yet to answer himself. What do you think about Diddy?
I find difficulty in it when I'm asked about people that I know about. But that goes back to what this is all about, healing in the public eye. As our brotherhood, it shouldn't be in the public.
In case you're out of the loop, producer Lil Rod dropped a bombshell lawsuit in February. He didn't just point fingers at Diddy, he also named other big figures, including Meek Mill, alleging that Diddy bragged about sleeping with Meek. Meek went on a tweet spree to save his reputation when this blew up on social media. Meek tweeted, "Every black blog site enhanced that post to make me seem. I change laws for our people. I donate millions. They are designed to destroy the image of black leaders. It can't work with me, so you gotta kill. And I still will get bigger after this. God got me, LOL." Despite his tweets, Meek never outright denied being involved in Diddy's antics. Interestingly, Meek suggested the lawsuit might be fake, tweeting, "Let's find the real lawsuit to ensure it's not computer-generated. I'm going indecent. You are all going to see a lot of bad press about me. I'm going against the system. They see it's wide open. We have a whole new system." Essentially, Meek did everything except say, "I did not have relations with that man."
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Adding fuel to the fire, a throwback video resurfaced showing Meek chilling in a pool while Diddy, behind the camera, praised him and called him Daddy. When you thought things couldn't get any more intense, unsettling audio allegedly featuring Meek and Diddy emerged. The audio, which I can't play in full because it's too graphic for YouTube, purportedly captures intimate and disturbing interactions between the two.
Moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year. In the 90s, do you understand what that's like? Hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, but like,
I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented.
I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
Now let's dive into Usher's part in this mess. Many people think Usher might have started as a victim before possibly becoming a willing participant in Diddy's antics. You've probably seen that infamous video where Diddy talks about him and Usher wrestling when Usher was 10, considering Diddy is a whole decade older than Usher. This adds another layer of complexity to the already tangled web of allegations and rumors.
Boy, let's go. Kick in the door, wave in the ball. Hey, yeah.
Stay tuned as more details emerge and the story continues to unfold. Fans and observers are watching closely to see what revelations will follow and how those involved will respond. Thinking about this situation with Diddy and these rappers isn't comforting. The controversy is getting more tangled by the day, with more names and unsettling stories coming to light. Fans and critics are watching closely to see how this drama unfolds and what new revelations might emerge. Usher, for example, admitted he was sent to Puffy Flavor Camp at 13 or 14. Just think about the kind of stuff he might have seen or been exposed to while he was there. This adds a chilling dimension to the stories surrounding Diddy's interactions with young artists. Next up on the list is none other than The Game. With The Game, it's a slightly different story. Word on the street is that Diddy didn't have to twist his arm. Instead, The Game allegedly willingly signed up to be part of Diddy's circle. The Game spilt the tea about how Diddy approached him back in the day, talking about teaming up on an album. However, instead of hitting the studio, they spent 2 years living the high life and globe-trotting on Diddy's private jet. According to The Game, Diddy was showering him with flashy gifts. In a recent interview, The Game confirmed he kicked it with Diddy for 2 years without ever making any music. This time, he also revealed that all they did during those 2 years was party, particularly in Atlanta. This revelation adds another layer of complexity to Diddy's influence and relationships in the music industry. We also need to consider that he supposedly worked as a male exotic dancer before The Game blew up in the music scene. In 2006, Diddy's enemy number 1, 50 Cent, dropped his mixtape G-Unit Radio Part 21, Hate It or Love It. The cover featured a photo of The Game supposedly in his dancer outfit, further fueling rumors and speculation about his past. Even Gene Deal reveals alleged information about Usher and Diddy.
Also, even though they got Usher name redacted, you could tell who it is because they described him as the guy that performed at the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, I mean, we all know who that is, but how you feel about that, man?
But I mentioned that earlier, that he said about Stevie J. The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bro, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp. Y'all put it together.
And what you mean by Diddy camp?
Remember? He was on one of the talk shows, the white guy with the curly hair. What's his name? The white guy with the curly hair. And he said, yo, would you send your son to Diddy camp? And Usher said, no. Ask him why he won't send him to Diddy camp. But yet and still you praise him.
I mean, and you said that, I know you can't go into detail, but you said that it was a situation where Diddy sent him to the hospital?
Let Usher explain that to you. Let Usher mama explain that to you. And the hospital was in Scarsdale, New York.
As more details emerge, the story unfolds. leaving fans and observers trying to piece together the truth behind these serious allegations. Stay tuned for further developments. YouTube supposedly features audio of a man, allegedly Meek Mill, screaming in agony while another man, purportedly Diddy, continues with whatever's happening. This snippet has shocked people and further fueled the controversy, adding a disturbing layer to the allegations surrounding Diddy and the implicated rappers. The drama gets deeper and more alarming with each revelation, leaving fans and followers trying to decipher the truth behind these serious allegations. Some social media users claim that a man who worked as Diddy's bodyguard leaked this audio. One popular account on X, formerly Twitter, alleged that Meek's drink was spiked before this was recorded. On the other hand, some people claim this is fake news and that the men in the audio are imposters. Either way, Meek was named in Lil Rod's lawsuit, and fans say he's been acting too defensive. To make matters worse, there's talk that Meek got caught following an X page featuring intimate videos of black men. An old track has surfaced where Meek asks for forgiveness for what he did with Diddy.
Diddy Combs developments, it can be kind of tough to make sense of it all. Well, that's why we're getting some incredible perspective from some amazing experts and guests. And of course, there is a lot going on right now because over the weekend, Combs responded to the incredibly alarming and sickening video obtained by CNN of him allegedly beating his ex-girlfriend Cassandra Ventura back in 2016. The video seemingly showing him kicking, pushing, dragging her, throwing a vase in her direction, all at the Intercontinental Hotel in an elevator bank out in LA. This is all while he was wearing a towel, by the way. That's what the video seems to show. It is a brazen attack, right in the open. And from a legal perspective, it also matches up to Ventura's description as she laid it out in her civil complaint that she filed against Sean Combs. She had sued him for sexual abuse and sex trafficking back in November 2023. She settled the case, but 2 days after this video was published and shocked the entire world, Diddy decided to respond on Instagram.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. But sometimes you gotta do that. I was up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness.
But let's ease up on Meek for a minute and shift our focus to the other rappers caught up in this mess. Those who supposedly attended Diddy's freak-off parties regularly. Let's start with Birdman. There's a clip making the rounds of Diddy and Birdman that seems all chill at first. But then Diddy starts clinging to Birdman like a proud girlfriend and even pats Birdman's shiny head. Now let's dive into Usher's part in this mess. Many people think Usher might have started as a victim before possibly becoming a willing participant in Diddy's antics. You've probably seen that infamous video where Diddy talks about him and Usher wrestling when Usher was 10, considering Diddy is a whole decade older than Usher. This adds another layer of complexity to the already tangled web of allegations and rumors.
Sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like? I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. It was pretty wild. There were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
There's so many things that I wanna do. I promise you.
Diddy helping Usher with his debut album alongside other soon-to-be music superstars. And in the backdrop, Diddy's hardcore lifestyle.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans, Jodeci, Mary J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this.
Oh.
I was having a good time, you know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 in the morning with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
Puffy was scheduled to do my record, and you know, I went out to meet him. He was a really cool cat. He's actually coming up on a lot of different things. He had a few artists, but he was just getting started. Bad Boy was, you know, really up and coming, and I just always known him as a hard worker. He did my first album, completed my first album, and we kept a friendship.
Despite the friendship, Usher admitting in his 2017 Oprah's Masterclass, his 13-year-old maturity at the time seemed to surpass his mentor.
We would fight, we would tussle. More than often, I think Puffy would say, man, you gotta chill, like you just a little bit too intense. You know, you gotta relax. Like, yo, man, I'm here to work, man. I ain't sang in a week. I mean, I'm 13 years old. I'm not here to party with you. I don't wanna go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs? There were a lot of things I seen and a lot of positions that I think I was put in where I had to make very, very tough decisions in my life about who I would be.
New York is a little bit too fast for me, you know. I spent like a year here.
Meanwhile, Usher has yet to address Diddy's legal troubles. But back in his resurfaced interview, the father of 4 did tell Shock Jock Stern this.
Do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. You know, I had like, you know,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
Stay tuned as more details emerge and the story continues to unfold. Fans and observers are watching closely to see what revelations will follow and how those involved will respond.